to Woodburn Accountants and Advisors' daily video on solving your China business pain points. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at what are the risks of doing business in China? What are the risks of transacting in China, whether it's with goods, with services? What are the risks of having your own entity in China? So let's get cracking on today's episode. So companies doing business in China are more susceptible to certain risks, including fraudulent reporting, misappropriation of assets, lack of management integrity. Guanxi, or relationships, are of particular importance in China, relationships with government bodies, investors, partners, and even with staff. Guanxi is often an important factor in the vendor selection process, as well as when a company is engaging with agents, consultants, and business partners. The importance of the establishment and maintenance of Guanxi, these developing and maintaining these relationships in China, increases the opportunity that corrupt practice will arise in the course of regular business affairs. So situations where corrupt practices are likely to be encountered by foreign businesses in China include corruption during the procurement process. Some red flags to be aware of during sourcing or procurement is close association with government officials, unnecessary middlemen in the process, the continual acceptance of high-priced, low-quality goods, low initial bid, but many change orders, losing bidder is not registered, etc. Another fraudulent or corrupt practice is official and commercial bribery required to get things done, meaning official bribery refers to facilitation payments paid to officials, bribing client staff. Bribery can include routine gifts, entertainment, banquets required to actually establish and maintain Guanxi. Agents, dealers, distributors who also engage in bribery, there are instances where foreign companies may not be aware that they or their local associates are guilty of misconduct. You've got to be aware of the implications of third-party conduct, as your company could be liable even if you have a disclaimer against the actions of your agents, dealers, and distributors. Internal fraud, embezzlement, fake receipts, i.e. fake fapiaos. Employees may present fake fapiaos, fake receipts, and try to get reimbursed from the company for money they did not spend. Extortion, for example, employees might threaten the company with, if you don't give me a raise, I'll steal your IP and sell it to a competitor. All of these things happen. Now, in China, since March 2013, the new Chinese leadership has executed a broad anti-corruption regime, resulting in increased pressure, increased vigilance on the business practices of foreign as well as local Chinese companies in China. Now, while the focus of domestic bribery prosecution in China had traditionally been on Chinese nationals accepting bribes, in 2011, China also criminalized foreign bribery. Many companies have recently been implicated in accusations of corporate practices under the new legal provisions. And the general offenses are things like conspiracy to bribe, attempting to bribe, aiding and abetting, an intention in common to bribe, etc. All right. Now, the big question you might all be asking yourselves, and this is why we are here, is to solve your China business pain points, is how can you protect yourself? Well, for me, the best form of protection is prevention. Due diligence is always a good idea. Anti-corruption risk should be an integral part of the due diligence process you conduct in the context of vetting partners, vetting suppliers, vetting customers, as well as in the context of any form of mergers and acquisitions. Third-party conduct is the most common cause of anti-corruption non-compliance, and risks in this regard can be minimized by conducting effective due diligence. Conduct a thorough risk assessment, develop a compliance plan. A good compliance plan ensures that not only employees must cooperate in corruption investigations, but it can also act as a deterrent for employees, for suppliers, etc. And some elements of a good compliance plan can include raising risk awareness with management, draft compliance and anti-bribery principles, i.e. internal operational guidelines. For example, what are ethical standards about procurement rules, about gifts, entertainment, hospitality, third-party appointments. Establish a culture of vetting and conducting due diligence with all third parties. Provide general training to employees for management, procurement, finance, internal audit, sales. Digitalizing processes may also help limit the risk of corruption. And some service providers have global business ethics or anti-corruption groups that can also help you to help you design an effective plan. During your business journey in China, it's always about monitoring and detection. You can prevent a lot of things, but you also have to then implement it, right? And be wary of it. So having a monitored whistleblower system is the most common method of detecting corruption, and it's a really good deterrent. An investigation team can be put in place. An external outsourced investigation team can be put in place where you may also have the benefit of serving as a deterrent to potential wrongdoers. Now, the response, if you get into one of these situations, is if your company already has an internal investigation team in place, then make sure they verify the suspicion and the accusation, seize all the evidence, suspend the employees that are suspected of doing bad behavior, conduct a thorough investigation based on the seized evidence, and determine the next course of action, right? And be aware of what you can and cannot do. This is where it's really important to get outside advice. Talk to professional service providers who can do internal audits act as an external investigator into your company, and can also then create solid compliance procedures, operational guidelines that every single employee has to read and sign off on. In your contracts, look at breach of contract, look at these compliance issues that may arise with suppliers, with customers, etc., and make sure you're continuously vetting them. Not just that you vetted them once before starting business with them, but that you continuously vet them over time. If you've got any questions or you feel like you are incurring these types of pain points, then reach out to us at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors. We've got the link here to schedule a 15-minute complimentary call where we can go through your pain points and see if we can assist you. If you enjoyed today's video, please press the like button. That always helps us to get more views. And if you'd like to learn more about what we do at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors, then head on over to our website. It's www.woodburnglobal.com. We are full of publications, short articles, and other forms of resources that can help you to create that solid foundation for your business in China. Have a fantastic day. Take care and goodbye.